Fly here.
And Summernosuke.
And this is our first ever episode of Couch Fridays with Perk and Grind.
Yay!
Today, the game of topic is a much anticipated game. Probably one of the most anticipated games of the past decade, at least where Sony fans are considered. Today, we are talking about Last of Us Part 2. Appropriate enough, actually, that game's got a history with us.
It does.
It's the first game we ever played together as a couple.
Yes.
Many years ago, yeah.
It was what? We've been dating 2 years. It hasn't been 2.5. Not quite 2.5 yet.
Heard.
But close to it. So we've been dating close to 2.5 years. And 2 years ago or so, when we started dating, and he told me he was a gamer and all that jazz, and I was like, cool, I love video games. And he kept going on and on and on and on about Last of Us. And I had never heard of Last of Us. I played Kingdom Hearts over and over. Huh?
Nothing.
Yeah, I know I'm uncultured. I'm looking back at it now. But we both had jobs in the video game industry, and I used that time to do research on this video game. So I thought, I'm like, go ahead and buy it. I figured it'd be a cool surprise. It'd be a cool bonding experience.
And it was.
For us to play it together. So he comes home, and I was like, hey, I have this game. It's the game you talked about. He freaked out. And we started it immediately that night. And from, let's say, the first 30 minutes, I'm sucked in completely, 100%. And we played through it within a couple of days. And I was like, I am pretty uncultured. I was uncultured until now.
You've been missing out.
I've been missing out on such an amazing game with great storytelling, great graphics for its time that still stands the test of time, by the way. It's a really great game. It was a really great bonding experience between us. It brought us closer together.
But most of all, it caught you up. to our suffering, fam. The people that actually waited 7 years, and I
didn't wait.
I waited over 7 years, so I caught you up, and you got 2 years. You got a little smidgen of what I had to deal with since roughly, October 26th of 2013. Took me just under 36 hours to beat the game. I had class, whatever. And then after that, I've been waiting ever since. I've beaten this game probably a dozen times, close to, since. That's how much this franchise means to me. And now, because I get to share it with you, it means even more.
Yay, thank you.
So, with that said, yeah, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right. The beginning of our venture takes us to Jackson, Wyoming. Same place where the first game ended, when Joel got Ellie back from their voyage across the country. Basically the exact same spot, with a bunch of major differences. What started as a small group of people in what basically equated to an outpost at a water station, has grown to a community, a city, if you will. And
a fully functioning city with electricity, with seemingly running water, with new life. There's new life.
Children.
There's new life.
Little kiddos.
Life finds a way.
Indeed. And yeah, you really get this feeling that a lot of progress has been established. A lot of positive change has been established and built since the events at the end of the first game. It also leads you to believe that nothing gold can stay, and you get those glimpses of humanity restored right before you get cast into the darkness. And that's where we basically find ourselves with no escape until hopefully some bloody retribution is achieved.
Well, the town to me was interesting. It was interesting because it was like this stark separation between the infected and the non-infected. It was almost as if the infected didn't exist because they were an unseen threat. Because they're people of the town. They're constantly patrolling their perimeter. They're constantly clearing out hordes and making sure that the people within the town don't have to see that threat. They know it's out there, but they don't have to see it. They don't have to hear it, and they can continue to live their lives and in harmony. They can grow, develop, have babies. they're babies out here. So yeah, that's what the town for me. This growth between game 1 and game 2 showed me that A, life is gonna find a way, and B, it's gonna find a way back to its comforts.
Yeah, well,
amenities
for however short a period. Shortly after we get grounded, we get to see what's taken place since the last game. We're introduced to new characters, new group of characters is a better word for it, and you start to be told the story from two different sides, and that's where things get interesting and admittedly extremely tragic. If you followed along with us for our release night playthrough, nobody told us to bring tissues, but
no one.
Naughty Dog, I feel like you should have put a disclaimer on the back of the box.
You tried us.
That was one of the most intensely disheartening scenes I've ever watched on a screen. I don't care, video game, movie, or show.
Well, it started us off. You were introduced to Jesse and Dina. Well, we've already met Dina from the previous trailers, but we meet Jesse and we see the relationship between Dina and Ellie, that budding relationship and whatnot. But then we're introduced to character A and character, female A and male B. We're like, who are these people? What is their importance? And at this point, we don't really care because, they're playable characters. Like, cool, let's play. Let's see what happens. You want them to survive because you don't want to die. And that's the part that got me. It's just like, oh, run away.
I wish I'd walked Abby right off a snowy cliff.
Off of it.
Right off. Swan dive. And I will say, going back again on the beginning, the first few scenes, particularly those where we get to see Joel again, are particularly moving. That there's the scene with the guitar. I think we've all waited and anticipated for Joel to finally teach Ellie how to play guitar and sing for her. And the first time we hear it,
oh my gosh.
Wow. Just amazing. As a couple, it's one of our favorite songs.
It's like our song.
Future Days by Pearl Jam. It's a song that we've very nearly considered dancing to at our future wedding date. So we'll.
Or me walking down the aisle to the song. It was a song he had given me at my request. I was like, hey, he's heavily into music, by the way. And I was just like, he listens to music in a different way than other people for emotion. And I asked him, hey, what's a song that reminds you of me? And this was one that he had sent me just out of the blue, and I fell in love with it immediately. And to hear it played in this game just really connected us more emotionally to the game, but just to the characters. Because we've been through the trenches with Joel and Ellie in game 1, and to hear them play our song, it's just like, oh, that's my fam.
And it also added to the pain of watching that last scene with Joel. And I think we all know what we're talking about at this point. If not, spoilers ahead, please stop this video. Again, one of the hardest scenes. If you are, I've watched a lot of stuff. I take it back to when we all I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. When we all watched Glenn Rhee meet the governor for the first time, this scene will shake you more. I promise. If you played the first game, I promise it'll. A great character in video games got taken from us, and and it starts to make you understand that the gore and the brutality is properly motivated, and you feel very properly incentivized.
I agree. Well, here's the thing for me. We spent time with. Now we know Abby and...
Screw her.
Who?
I said screw her.
Oh, well, screw her. And old dude whose name I can't remember.
It's Ian.
Ian?
I forget.
Something. Anyway. Old dude. We spent time with them. We played with them, or with her, trying to keep her alive. And then we get to this one crucial point where she's just not going to make it.
Where every zombie on that mountain is chasing you?
Every single zombie. And she's not going to make it without the help of anyone. And Joel and Tommy boom, come this way if you want to live type of moment. And they all fight together for, to save her life. They didn't have to risk their life for her.
And even knowing this, what she owes to them after this.
Yeah.
She still realizes who they are, and she still carries on with her mission.
And that is what I cannot forgive.
Yeah. Won't forgive it. Lot of people gonna die.
Immediately at that moment, this game became not about the infected. It came about human against human.
If it ever was, to be perfectly honest. But
in the beginning, it was about humans versus infected and trying to survive and trying to figure out how to survive, maybe even alongside the infected.
Yeah.
But now the infected are gonna do what they're gonna do. They already have their mindset.
They're just dangerous animals at this point.
Basically, that's a good way of seeing them. Yes, they're dangerous animals who are hungry and who will attack you. But it is no longer, they're not the threat here.
Yeah.
Okay? The threat is Abby and all of her ilk.
Yeah. And having reestablished that, that offsets the game. That's where the resolve comes from. That's where the beginning steps of this dark path Ellie is gonna walk down start. And that's pretty much where we ended the video, with that resolve, with her knowing she was going to Seattle to go find these people.
Yep.
We find out right before they head off that Tommy's already headed out there. And so Maria agrees to let Ellie go with Dina.
Bring her husband back.
Yep. And that is basically where the first episode ends. We wanted to play more. We really did. But we also had to give credence to what we just witnessed. And this game, if you can play it through in a single or even 2 or 3 sittings, you might need to have your head checked. To be perfectly honest, I can play this game in 3 or 4 hour stints at best, and then even after that, might need a day's break.
You have to take a moment to let all of that just settle in. It has to marinate.
And that's not even touching the scary elements.
The jump scares.
But we'll get there. But
you have to take a moment to let it. To let you marinate within your soul.
Yeah.
You got to process this. There's a lot of emotions happening here.
I think I'm not sure if you shared this sentiment. There was a point at which, because you did stand up, throw your phone to the ground, point to the screen and say, every single one of them is going to die now.
I did.
And we did take about a 5-minute little, hug your mom break. Take a shot break, have a good cry break, whatever, because that's how hard it hit us. And I gotta be honest, I didn't know if we were gonna keep playing past that scene, but I wanted to play to again what I refer to as the resolve. Mm-hmm. And
we knew that there was going to be a catalytic moment that pushed the story into motion, but we didn't know it was going to be that early.
And Neil Druckmann, Naughty Dog. Y'all all fleeced us, okay? Y'all all fleeced us, all right? Cat's out of the bag. Y'all made me think I was killing in the name of somebody else from the start of this game. I'm just going to say, good on your marketing team, because y'all fooled the whole world. We are barely halfway through this game, and it's too early to tell how deep y'all went with your ruse. But you definitely pulled one over on us. I see you, Naughty Dog. I see you.
Good on you. I mean,
indeed. And I was so shocked, and everything I went into this game thinking I was going to be playing it for and towards and in the name of, got shattered 2.5 hours into the game. And
it was a Game of Thrones moment. For me, it was that moment when Bran said, "What do you think I came all this way for?"
Yeah.
And I almost broke my TV then.
It was a F this moment.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that's where we are now. We're full of resolve. We're full of vengeance and righteous fury.
Bloodlust.
Yes.
Bloodlust.
Yes. Heads will roll.
All over the place.
Yes. And so, that's where we're going to leave you guys. Hopefully you can join in with us for the next episode. Look for it next Friday. And in the meantime, if you found anything here that we said today or talked or discussed about, please comment, like below, and hopefully subscribe. What we're also going to be starting doing is also on our Mondays. On Mondays, we will have fresh content with you in the form of our Game Day Monday.
Game Day Mondays.
It is a co-op couch session. Hopefully you can enjoy with your bae. I know I enjoy it with mine. And we play through, specifically, for the most part, co-op centered games, split screen centered games. The first game we are trying out is going to be A Way Out. Definitely tune in and check that out as well. We want to bring, I guess, open eyes to co-op play between couples.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of people out there. I know that in my life I've looked and I'm like, wow, how can I get her into this? Sometimes you just got to do it. Get a controller, find a split screen game, and do it.
Agreed, because when we did start dating, I did say I liked video games, and I do. I enjoy video games. Do I enjoy playing them all the time? Not necessarily. Do I enjoy the concept of it, the escapism of it? Yes. So we figured out a way, because he enjoys playing it all the time, which is fine. That's his hobby. That's his prerogative. But I can't, who am I to get upset and jealous of him for partaking in something that brings him joy? So why not
And I appreciate
try?
it, and I love you for that.
Thank you. So why not try to, just snatch a piece of that joy with them?
Yeah.
Use that time. Just video games are not always solo events.
And
so,
they're not always constant ones either. We make it special. We make a night out of it.
Yeah.
And
it's a date.
Yeah, it's a date. And hopefully you guys can join along with us. Share in our frustrations, share in our laughs, and share in our strategizing. Maybe pass a tip or two along if you know something we don't.
Please. I don't know a lot. I don't know. So, but it's always fun to just...
I ain't say nothing. Y'all saw it. I said nothing. It wasn't possible to.
It's that's me, but it's fun to just bond and enjoy this time with my man, because he partakes in a lot of my hobbies, and it's high time that I, reciprocate it. So yeah, Game Date Mondays.
Indeed.
Just about every Monday.
Yep. Monday, Fridays. Check us out.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys tuning in. My name's Ointment Fly.
I'm Summer Nosuke.
And in the meantime, stay perky.
And keep on grinding.